Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV with, I thought Nicos Vekiarides, but I seem to have got another guest. Nikos, what have you got in your hands, sir?
Well, I've got a penguin here with me, and as you may remember, last year we actually had a hog. It was a storage hog, and as you know, we solved some very large issues for organizations with regard to growing storage. That's why we brought the storage hog last year, because we give organizations a way to store their data in the cloud securely. We make it fast and easy. And this year we've unveiled disaster recovery as a service. In fact, on-demand disaster recovery. And we are giving away a penguin that tells organizations that they too can take their disaster recovery out of the ice age by using TwinStrata.
Out of the ice age. So let's get this right then. So this is let's plant this seed in the TwinStrata fans' mind. Before we do anything else, can I just see that thing in action, seeing as the camera's there?
Absolutely. Let me show you how it works.
Now, Nicos, what has TwinStrata just achieved through that? So it proves it can pop the problem, maybe.
Right. We're solving another major problem for a lot of organizations, which is disaster recovery. So in New York, in this area, we got hit with a hurricane, Hurricane Sandy, back at the end of last year. Do you realize how much data or how much business was lost during that hurricane?
Oh, I should think there's a number on it, huh?
There is a number, $25 billion in lost business during that hurricane as a result of that hurricane. And a lot of organizations were not prepared for the disaster that hit. And the reason why is not because organizations don't want to prepare. It's just very, very costly to build a disaster strategy, to build a disaster site. Often it involves purchasing infrastructure, dedicated infrastructure that you barely ever use because it's for a disaster. So you might use it once a year or twice a year for a disaster test, but you never use it otherwise, so it's underutilized. So a lot of organizations have gone to hosting solutions, and they say, well, why doesn't someone else stand up this infrastructure for me? But again, it's very expensive, it's underutilized. So what we're introducing is on-demand disaster recovery using the cloud. So when you use TwinStrata to store your data in the cloud, now you have an option that comes with every TwinStrata software appliance to activate disaster recovery as a service on demand. So you only pay for it when you need it. If a disaster occurs, then we can spin up all of your applications in the cloud. If you want to do a disaster test, we can do that. But again, you only pay for what you use. So the rest of the time, it's virtually free. And for organizations, that means 90% cost savings over traditional disaster recovery solutions.
Now, I'm a great believer, Nicos, that roads create journeys. So do you think that one of your contributions here for the industry, a great business model for you, a great business model for the other, I'm hearing that firms that didn't get around to this because it's expensive are now going to say, at last, we can simply put it on our shopping list. We can now afford what we knew we needed, but we never could afford it. Now we can just snap it up from TwinStrata.
That's exactly right. So oftentimes, a lot of firms have compliance requirements, whether it's regulatory compliance, that require a disaster plan, and it requires them to be able to recover their business in hours. For many companies, if they're down for a matter of days, if they're down for 2 or 3 days, when the business comes back up, it's never the same business again. You might lose a lot of customers. So they need disaster recovery. They need to be able to get their business back up and running in hours. And because of the cost, it's been unattainable. And what we're doing here is we're making it attainable, particularly for IT-constrained organizations, mid-market organizations that may be relying on tape or other means that are not only unreliable, but would take days for them to recover their business.
How should we invoke this? For people who are following along on the web, didn't make it to Cloud Expo New York, shame on you. How do we get them in touch with TwinStrata? They go to twinstrata.com, but where should we then point them? What should they be looking at?
Well, from twinstrata.com, you can download a free trial of our software. That software is Cloud Array. It's storage software. It makes cloud storage look like a NAS or a SAN. You can start using that immediately. It's a free 14-day trial with cloud storage included. And once your data is in the cloud, then it's ready for a disaster recovery as a service solution. It's ready for on-demand disaster recovery. You don't have to do anything else.
Fantastic. A call to action from Nicos Vekiarides, CEO of TwinStrata himself, personally inviting you to go right now and do that free download. Thanks so much, Nicos, for speaking with us.
Thank you, Jeremy.
See you again in November. And thank you for following along here on the World Wide Web.